We are just less than 2 months away from the official TCG release of the brand new legendary 5Ds decks. But before we get to its official release, there are still two more cards to talk about in the upcoming Power of Fellows structure deck. And these are actually the final two cards that have been missing for said structure deck. Now, again, I've said this before. We are expected to get the structure deck in the 5Ds decks set. So definitely look forward to that. I'm definitely gonna be building Stardust once Stardust and Blackwing. I'll be building those decks once I've gotten my hands on the 5Ds decks set. Definitely gonna be a bit of a upgrade to both my Blackwing deck and my Stardust deck, with the possible addition of some mulch armies that could potentially be added to the 5D set, but only time will tell. But with that being said, let's get down to business. Kicking things off is Super Sonic Chick. So Sonic Chick is getting a retrain, and she kind of looks like Amy from the Sonic games. In a way, in a weird way, she kind of looks like Amy. It's so weird. She's she's like a combination of Amy and that one other girl. I can't think of her name. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, it is a 1-star Earth Winged Beast with 300 attack and defense, and the effect is a once per turn. That reads: if a tuner is sent to your grave, even during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your grave if it was there when the monster was sent, or hand even if not, but banish it when it leaves the field. Then, if a Junk Warrior or another monster that mentions it is on the field, you can change all monsters your opponent controls with 1900 or more attack to defense position. Also, you cannot special summon from the extract for the rest of the turn except for synchros. So this is literally a much better version of the original Sonic Chick, because the original Sonic Chick, it literally just says that it can't be pops by battle once per turn, and literally that's it. Like, that's all it is. And in a way, the original Sonic Chick is basically Spirit Reaper, but better in a way. It's a much, or not better. It's a much more weaker version of Spirit Reaper. But with this version of Sonic Chick, this acts as a cyber ref system for itself. It also acts as a zero gravity, and you're also locked only into summoning synchros, which doesn't make much of a fucking difference, considering the fact that literally the Stardust deck consists literally only of synchros. So it really doesn't make much of a damn at all. So the fact that this is an easy 2 of, absolutely wild. This right here, I can easily see this being a 2 of. If it became a 3 of, I would say it would probably be a break. My opinion, I think it would be, but there is still one more card that needs to be talked about, and it is known as Synchro One Way, which was the final card that was needed for this structure deck, and it literally represents the final episode of the 5Ds anime from season 4. I want to say like 3. I think season 3 or 4, which is pretty badass. But it is a normal trap, and both of its effects are a hard once per turn. And the first effect reads: add to your hand or special summon a level 1 tuner from your deck or grave. Second effect reads: if this card is in your grave and you control Junk Warrior or a monster that mentions it, You can set this card by banishing when it leaves the field. There's a note underneath that says play on runway, but you know level 1 tuners. One run, also probably a play on one way, as in one way traffic and travel. Might also reference the song going my way from 5Ds. So okay, so with this with this trap, this literally again acts as a this is basically Rhoda in the in a trap card, and it also has it also acts as a as a sort of a I don't want to say a scrap iron scarecrow, but it's basically a card that can recur itself back to your back row, but again you have to banish it. So this is an easy this is another card that I can easily see being a 2 of. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the deck will play as time progresses once we get the 5D's decks. It's actually kind of weird because I truly believe that out of all three, right? Akiza's Black Rose deck, Crow's Blackwing deck, and then Yusei's Stardust deck, I have no doubt in my mind that Stardust is definitely going to be the deck that is going to be meta. And it's weird because everybody kept saying, once we got Darkwing Blast a couple of years ago, everybody kept saying that Blackwing was going to be meta, but it really wasn't. Funny enough, it was the Bestial deck that completely decimated the meta, and I would know that because in this deck box is my Blackwing Edison deck that I did a profile on back in June. So if you guys have not seen that video, I recommend you guys check it out. I've actually been going to locals the last couple weeks, and I am planning to potentially go every Wednesday and every Sunday. So Wednesday, obviously my locals, which is King Fandom, big shouts to them. They have they have the current meta tournaments every Wednesday, and then Edison on Sundays, which they open at noon on Sunday. So it literally starts at the time that their doors open, which is very crazy. But I am planning to go back there this Sunday and possibly get into Edison. I know that I tried to get into their advanced format this Wednesday, but it just was not. It wasn't worth it. I literally chose to let both of my opponents win because, well, it would have looked bad with it would have looked bad for my autism, but obviously people will think I'm making excuses for myself, but it is what it is. But yeah, so Blackwing definitely with the new support, if any at all, definitely has the chance to become a very powerful strategy. Stardust is definitely the same way, but I feel like the only way that the Stardust deck could have been better is if they added cards that can combat against decks like Yummy, the Vanquish Soul decks, and even also some of the other newer decks that are in the current format, you know, like Blue Eyes, Draco Tail, just to name a couple. I feel like that could have been the case, but it is what it is. And on that note, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below. as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.